Hey guys, Spooks here, and welcome back to Slay the Princess. I did take a little bit of a break, as in a whole day. So we're a day later, but I had to wear my shirt that has a heart on it. Which, by the way, you can get this in the description in the store. This has to do with my D&D world. You can also check out Legends of Athoria on Spotify. Alright.
You're on a path
So
in the woods.
we
You're
killed
here
her.
to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
We've killed her, we tried saving her. We'll try to have you consider, though. Maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked
While I
up.
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
So I think I'll take the knife down there, but try to save her.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Is it eternal happiness? Man, I got that in Little Misfortune. That was a good time. Let's see. Forget it. I'm not doing this.
No, you have to do it.
Like, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning.
I don't know why this one
If you
always
are
looks
prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
But she's so sweet
So
most of the
sure,
time.
Go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Is that the same? I wanted to play more of this last night, but it was like 1 a.m.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only
Where's my
furniture of
mirror?
note
It's been there
is
every
a
other
plain
time.
wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay
Or
the
does it only
princess
show up
and
in
save the
chapter
world
2?
without it.
Don't remember.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly
So
illuminated.
this is the same
by an
one that we had
unseen
earlier.
voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hello.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You make me uncomfortable.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Whoops. Forget
Focus
right
on
click
the
does that.
task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Trying to make this different than previous
Maybe now
one.
we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me? So, you know why I'm here to kill you. How long you been down here? What's your name? I do want to know her name. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? Right, how would I get you out of here? Relationship, are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Fair.
She hesitates before answering.
She doesn't know.
You can address me as your Royal Highness. Or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
She said that in the beginning when there was fractals of all of her.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
I don't think it's that she's trying to hide it. I don't think she knows.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
I don't think she
I
knows
don't remember
anything.
much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, they have not. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than trust them. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of
True.
the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
True as
Whoever
well.
sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either.
I think she's going to be
Otherwise,
like
we'd be
the
killing each other
brains
instead of
of that
talking.
amalgamation.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I
There's
said,
yours.
it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
How do I get you out of here? How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Fair enough.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't,
That's what the more innocent, sweet
well,
you
we
said.
can always put that knife to good use.
Please say you don't.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
Shoot.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Let's see. I'm getting you out of here. I'm going to keep you locked away down here. At least for a bit. We can get to know each other while I decide what to do.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't,
What are you gonna
I
do?
can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Alright, let's get you out of here.
Oh, for the love of...
Good. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
You're making a huge mistake.
Yeah, I don't feel great about this one.
You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
He's gonna lock me downstairs though, but I don't think...
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the camp.
I don't think that she'll like be remorseful if I end up having to have her kill me to stop me from killing her. Like what happened in the first episode. There isn't a key. Do you have any other ideas besides me cutting you out of here?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out.
Yeah,
Anything
that's
to
kind of what
finally
I'm
be free.
thinking. I don't know why she cuts it up here at the forearm and not the wrist.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Sounds about
Is
right.
someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess.
I'd give it a try.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I'm going like the same
I
path
heard
as
the
the
door
first one.
slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Probably not.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above
Why
the
not the
massive,
wrist?
unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting
She's
your
not like
eyes.
scared this time.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Alright, let's do it.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You
He's
can't
gonna make
just
me
let
try
as
to
the
kill her.
princess approaches the bottom stair. Your body steps forward and raises
But her
the blade.
personality is a little bit different than the first princess.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
I feel like she would have no... I could kill her and that might be different, but I'm gonna warn
Stop
her.
that.
Let's see how this goes. If it ends up being the same, then we'll come back to this point.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
She could cut me with her bones in her arm.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Are ya?
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground blood flowing from your butchered neck.
So it is different.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
I wonder what the other voice is going to be this time.
You're on a path. You're here to...
Yeah.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
Not
Don't
true.
forget what he did to us the last time
The
around.
skeptic.
I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know
Maybe.
I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is?
I think we heard that part. Alright. Turn around and leave.
You have already committed to my completion.
Sorry.
A warning.
I think leaving is how you start the whole amalgamation thing.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she... Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
No.
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus
I like the
on
skeptic.
princess.
Alright. Hey, princess. Mirror? Yeah,
The
mirror.
interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland
Have we seen
retreat
this one?
and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine
Why?
blade
Who's gonna steal the
perched on its
table?
edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Same
You
thing.
reach forward and
Same thing.
rub your hand. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Uh-huh. Can I
You
take the blade?
from the table. It will be difficult to slay the Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Yes. Because she knows I'm there to help her now. Right?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
That's different.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder if her arm's gonna be gone.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Interesting.
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
Exactly.
You notice the empty chain on the wall.
I did
In a
not.
place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Unless it's for us.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here.
As if by divine will, just as you finish the thought, you hear a door slam. I'm afraid you won't be leaving until the task is finished. It doesn't matter how many chains she's in, without your intervention, she'll find a way out eventually.
Will she?
That's not fair. Unless you deal with her right here, right now, she will remain an existential threat to the
I think we've heard that one.
So it's not even safe to think. I see how it is.
How surprising. They locked you down here too.
Is it surprising?
You step towards the princess.
She looks so
but
done.
She stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
It's the one I cut off.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
I'm gonna drop it.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Here to save you. My intentions? What do you mean? Been here before? Am I the only one who remembers that? What happened after I died? What would you have me do? What happened to me after I died?
Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, I'll fill you in. Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Yeah.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
Has it now?
It's complicated things how, exactly?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
A contingency for what?
Should I
For
fail?
you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
That's pathetic.
I never said I wasn't. I get it.
True.
It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Moving on. Why is
Am I just staring at her
important for
while
us
these
to be
voices
here?
are going in my
How is
brain?
it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
Do I?
Won't.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation.
Yeah, well, it's
You
just kind of
shouldn't
staring
be
at her.
daydreaming.
Alright. You're asking about my
Yes,
intentions earlier.
Your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
No, I'm pretty sure she remembers
Or
that
does
one.
she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more
I thought you were
reason
gonna stop
not to trust
talking.
her.
Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
I'll need to collect you as a vessel. What's the other chain on the wall for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I
Probably.
hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We'll need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Can I lock myself in chains? Ah, darn.
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
Little nervous.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Maybe she's gonna pry the base plates off the wall.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
True.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pro? There are none.
The pros
Fair.
are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Also true.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is that?
I'm gonna inspect it.
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
I don't know. Maybe it will.
Probably.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
I'm gonna
What
touch
if
it.
he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am. Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad.
It does sound
is it
bad.
bad? Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Yeah, that sounds about
As
right.
if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent
She's gonna
skittering
think I'm
across
so
the
stupid.
floor of the basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Yep. Become your own jailer.
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Oh.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
True.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Do you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
Okay. So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
Aren't you the conversationalist? Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
What should we do?
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe.
True.
It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
Does it?
How exactly does that work?
It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time, and after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct.
Okay.
Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering
Let me say it's
here, a
getting
bit of
darker.
erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Notice the basement changing.
I don't like small talk, remember?
It's not small talk. I'm trying to have a full conversation here with you.
Still rude.
We'll just continue waiting, I guess.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even
I
more
was thinking
silent
that.
time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then...
He disappeared.
I think he's gone.
Interesting.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
That was probably the saddest one. But I think if I follow that same line, and instead, don't touch it, don't touch the chain, give her the knife.
she's gone. Where does she... Oh, there's that mirror.
How's here? Why now? What do I look like this time? Unraveled. Ooh. Hey, baby, I'm back.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
I have no idea. Do you know? Do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
I do not. I want to see all the options. How many more vessels do you need? When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one? I like that one.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
I think I'm the narrator. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours. There is
Tell her what
warmth
says that.
and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last. We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something, but nothing cannot exist on its own, and because of that, nothing can't exist.
Fair. Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not.
Clever, see? I knew it.
She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
Fair. How many more vessels do you need?
1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Is the last one going to be the evil one? I think we've gone through all 5 or 6 when she broke into fractals. This is the last time. Is there anything you would like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
This is the last stage for your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
There's no waiting forever.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark and you die. The hero and the princess.
You're on a path. You're here.
Yep, I know. Sorry. I'm gonna have a cough drop real quick. I'm gonna let him talk.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Maybe I do.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I feel like I'm gonna have to be. Alright. Thanks for telling me what to do.
It's all part of the job. You make your way up the shore.
I'm going to try to do what I did last time, but I don't know if that's gonna work.
The interior of the the blade is...
Take the
You
blade,
take the blade from the table.
just in case.
The door to the base. Her voice can.
Who's there?
She sounds Don't let it fool.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the cheese. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do.
I'll drop it.
Blade tumbles out.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm gonna
Against your back. We'll be fine. Don't know what
push
you're hoping
through.
to.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Oh, have you...
You know.
Getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains, bind. They're large and heavy, far too solid.
I'm guessing you don't have the...
Maybe it's
No, I
somewhere
do not.
doubtful.
Do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
She speaks. If we were stuck down here for long enough, you attempt someone else. You make your easier for everyone.
Because I don't even know if this is
Like a
actually going
door
to
slam.
make a difference.
They locked
path.
the knife.
You won't. Against your back, you cut. The blade is. She didn't so much as free. How is she?
Thank you.
No,
You're
you
welcome.
won't have it. As the princess. Wait, watch me.
Oh, I do not have the option to warn her.
Bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally, okay? There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
I'm sorry.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one. But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back, readying a bone-shattering haymaker.
It's gonna be a fighter.
You fall
Ouch.
to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as
Ouch.
the first.
Ouch.
You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you. If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she gets out.
Oh, too weak to even try fighting back. How disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark,
And you
die.
The tower. Interesting. Have all of these been tarot card
You're
names?
on a path in the... You're here to...
Yeah. She's going to kill me again.
People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself. If she doesn't
Be
remember what
surprised.
happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? What does it matter what he knows?
What is it with
There's
the
nothing
broken?
we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Alright. Let's go.
A warning, she will lie. We might.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
tone down
Oh,
the
dang
pessimism
it,
just a
dang it. I
smidge?
forgot.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely
Has he said that
catastrophic
before?
would be for everyone. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really... So please, try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what
Alright.
you want.
Guess I don't have a say here. Sorry. I don't know why I just seem to want to skip the broken.
The interior of the cabin is
Ooh.
larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
I'm gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the... What are you talking about? You reach forward and...
I'm gonna do that each time. I don't know if it does anything.
Some things are better left unseen.
That was spooky.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Alright, princess. You're probably gonna kill me again.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Probably a favor if we kill her.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't
Okay.
kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried?
The broken
about
kinda
a
worries
sudden
me.
Change in attitude. Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
True.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost
Whoa.
glowing in the weak starlight, her figure
Hello,
framed by a
baby.
stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
Maybe I should have left it. I don't know.
Drop it.
The
Okay.
blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the floor. We didn't have to do that, and yet you did.
True.
She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Okay.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Why am I a bird to you?
The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Can I tattle on the narrator?
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
Supposed to end the world.
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten.
That's not good.
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
Maybe. What would you have me do? Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. What happened to you after I died? Something new comes after? I just can't let you do that. What happened after I
Know
died?
the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet. This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
What would you have me do?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
You're so powerful, can't you just break the chains
Don't
yourself?
be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
True.
That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
Is it better?
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
All right.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
Yep.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
How am I supposed to do that?
If this is what you want,
Hey,
then
baby.
I guess there's not much else for me to say.
Ah, frick. You can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
Dang it. I skipped one.
A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I
don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Whoa.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade. All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Well, what happens if I don't believe?
Poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart. It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever.
Will I, though?
Please, don't do this. There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back. Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose,
It hasn't
and
fallen.
the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Hee hee. Get wrecked. You ain't omniscient. But you do not take her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
No.
Where's that mirror?
What are we gonna look like now? You are nothing at all. Oh. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. figure, faint and veiled in shadow just beyond their reflection.
I think you know what I am.
I knew it! 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 Crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. Then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? Are you something like me? Wait, if you're not me, then what are you? Oh, I thought he was me. Sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you... Oh. Maybe I should start from the top.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
It's me. Uh-oh. Gosh, okay. What is this place? Where are we? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? Met you many times. Have you been the same you all along? Are you a part of me, or are you something else?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
What are you? Versions of you. You've said that before, so I really was meeting different yous. What is this place? Where are we?
It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done, and it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
For everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? So many questions. So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I've met you, you denied it as being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? People out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? What is my true identity?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I'm the long quiet. Interesting. God, I always knew I was special. What is the princess? Did you make her too? Why would you want to rid the world of death? For sure, death is good, actually, important even. How am I supposed to rid the world of decay?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to.
And I'll save before I do that. I won't kill her, and then I'll go back to the save and take her out. If you made us, then I want you to know that this has been torture. If I destroy her, won't I be alone? Sorry, all the way down to the bottom. Okay, I'm pretty sure death is good. They know about the construct. What if neither of us leave this place? Does that work? Can we just stay here together and leave the people out there alone? How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept? Of all things, why is she a princess? Why couldn't she be an ant or a slice of soggy bread? Why did you make her a princess? How did you die? Running out of questions. You told me all this from the start. I would have helped you destroy her. Does anyone else know about this, or did anyone else know about us? Okay, there was one down here that I wanted to ask.
I killed myself. It had to be done, really. None of this would have worked if I was still alive. Nobody living could know about her.
Okay, did that open up new dialogue? I don't think so. Okay, can we just stay here?
It wouldn't work. Her nature as the shifting mound makes it so nothing can last forever as it is now. It wouldn't matter how long the two of you waited. Eventually she would find a way to leave. And then everything would change. Everything would face oblivion. And until then, the clock ticks on.
What would it be like to live in a world without her?
Light. Burdenless. An eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear. No more howling chaos. Just life. Forever. There's a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
Oh gosh, so many questions. But I can only ask 3 more. Okay, the people out there beyond the construct. Is there a difference between leaving this place and staying here? Why did you make her a princess? Becoming whatever people believe her to be. Can't I just will under being something smaller? Hey, what are you? Are you something like me? Anyone know about this?
The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
If I destroy her, won't I be
Yes,
alone?
you will. But it will all be worth it.
I think you've run out of time. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks. Go there. I'm gonna lie to him.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time's up. I'm just an echo, and every echo fades away. You know what you have to do.
Well, that was very sad. As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the long quiet. a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Let's use this cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh. Oh. That didn't look good. Oh, she's so pretty, but terrifying at the same time.
I can
There's a lot of
finally see
oops and
you,
buts.
and you can finally see me.
But she's ever changing.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. Hey. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response. Oh, then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the Echo?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
You should not. I mean, fear death as in don't do stupid things. But also, death's gonna happen. There's no use being afraid of it.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Let's get out of here, baby. Oh, wait. So many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not.
I bet there's so many different versions of her that we never got
Pitch
from
black
choices.
islands in the blinding
Which I want to go back and
light
get.
of the infinite.
But I
There's
also,
nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
but I also want you guys to maybe go and do it yourselves and see what you can. Wow, so many questions. Maybe where to go. I told you what was going to happen when we reached this point. Don't you have a say in all of this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
True. Let's talk this through.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Wait.
You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you.
I made a
that
mistake.
It strips the meaning from your every action. But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacies reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it.
That's the tower.
Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
won't engage with violence.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not
Have you
deny
back?
what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear. To question everything is to deny the proof of reality.
This is
that
cool.
lies
We're
in
seeing
front
their
of you.
perspectives.
By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. But even then, you remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing. To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
I'll get over it. They'll see permanence as a gift in time. That would be torture. Doesn't matter how I feel. Death, suffering, and oblivion shouldn't fall on others. If we are able to transcend death, then we are responsible for those it holds captive. Fight early and surrender? I just don't know how. No. That would be torture.
It would. Our purpose is to be and to experience, and their purpose is the same. To be permanent is to cease. To be paused is to be trapped.
Oh, I forgot about
A
you.
shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they do not return it. I offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
True. Without redemption, there can be no sin. I would sacrifice everything to free you again.
And yet there is nothing left for you to sacrifice, so long as you accept me with open arms. Your liver drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it?
I want to see all of them. I have no desire to hide, but the truth can be made better. Destroying you is what that take. No. I don't want to hide from the truth.
Then don't. Leave with me. There's no need for you to fight what we are.
Not until you see things from my perspective.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. What do you think happens if we leave here? Oh, goodness. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. Your cruelty itself, I cannot let you exist. I have to fight for a better world. I can't let this happen. Never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? I'm gonna do this one.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Oh, I got all my voices. Which hero are you? You have no idea how good it is to hear you.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
In
It's
chills.
time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I can do this out here on my own. I'm ready.
Then let's go.
Back to where it all began.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started.
Strange
but
beginnings
I guess
beget
it's a little
strange
after
ending.
that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things? That'd be nice. A little comfort in
The
an
contrarian,
almost
I missed you.
unfamiliar place. Oh, you made it here too.
Oh, all the naked princesses outside the window.
We never really got to talk to her, did we? This one, I mean.
I'd like that description now if you don't mind, for old time's sake. It's just the three of us. Did anyone else make it?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
And I've been here since you left me here. No hard feelings, I'm just glad you're back to see this through.
If the offer still stands, could you describe the cabin to us, for old
Yeah.
time's sake?
Of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's not really a cabin, is it? It's that terrifying blend of everything. Only it doesn't feel so terrifying anymore. It's still shaped like a cabin, it's just different in places. There's still walls, a door to the basement, a table, that knife. Windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really included the windows in his cabin descriptions, did he?
I think once or
thought
twice.
They were implied. He never mentioned the mirror either, but that didn't mean he implied it was there. It's gone, though. I think it did whatever it needed to do. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Oh, too many choices.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far.
I think if I go in with the blade, she'll just
That's
see me
what
as
you
a
think is
threat.
best, then that's what you think is best. I'm just along for the ride at this point. Those winding stairs again. But now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Wasn't it scary?
Yeah, it was a real mess. Stopped being fun pretty quick.
It's okay. You can come down. The stairs won't bite. Not this time. We don't know what you want from us. But let's talk. All of us. Maybe we can help you find your way.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though.
Sorry, I should have done another
Somebody
episode.
here feels
I
put
apologize.
together.
I didn't think it was going to keep going.
And forward we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting. That was easy compared to last time. Just stairs. No weird fuzzy stuff or nonsense trying to pull us apart. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
Her chains are broken, but she's still here.
So you didn't bring the knife. After all the lives we've lived together, and all the lives we haven't, you somehow found a way to move outside of the script.
So can you?
Are we missing a page?
Never got the chance to talk to you before you were taken away. Not you, at least. Sorry for what I did to you. Are you the same as you are out there?
It's okay. No hard feelings. In a way, you helped us become a version of her. But we weren't very good at it. I don't think a conversation with us then would have been very insightful. That's probably why we were taken away. That's all we had to offer you. It was time to change again.
After all we did, she's just forgiving us. Just like that. You know, that means a lot.
I don't want to be a god.
Seems overrated. Too much pressure.
But that's what you've always been, even now. You can't put aside such an important part of who you are, and neither can we. So, you might as well embrace it.
You're the same as you are out there?
Yes, we think. We're kind of like a shadow. Out there, every part of us is blended together into one huge idea. A big wave of unyielding change crashing against the world. But in here, we're fractured. Small. Still a little more separate than we'd like to be. Our instincts still trying to pull us in different directions.
That's kind of like us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We really are the same.
What if we just leave?
He'd hate that. So you should do it. Even if he isn't here anymore, it's the spirit of the thing.
I missed you.
Leave? But what would happen if we left with you? Would we exist inside ourselves? Are you sure you want to find out if that's possible, or what that would mean for you? Is that what you want?
Always wanted to leave with you, but I didn't like being a god. I want to walk through this cabin door as we are, just you and me.
After so many iterations, so many different versions of us clashing and coming together and clashing again, leaving with you feels like all we ever really wanted.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Hey, we're in this together.
Yeah, I think we've done our job.
I need these guys in real life. Are you two going to be okay alone?
We're not alone. We have each other. And I'm sure we'll find the others.
Oh, I wanted to ask the other things too. I didn't even read them. I apologize. You lead and the princess follows, and together you leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there's an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You can see attention seize them. They're unsure of themselves for the first time in their long and short existence. They have no part to play anymore, and they know this, yet they still are. Then they cross the room to the door outside. You follow their confident steps.
We can feel the threads of all the stories we've told together, all pulling us back down the stairs and into those chains where we know the outcome of everything that could ever come to pass. It's comfortable there, but it's confining. We want more. We want whatever might be on the other side of this door. Something new that we'll experience together, with someone who exists outside of us. With
That's why I'm here.
Who can see us in a way we can never see ourselves.
Neither of us knows what it's going to be like. I love you.
And we love you too.
So I think I'm part bird. I thought I was part lizard. Hey, whatever it is, we'll face it together. Oh, this is probably Jonathan Sims also. Both of these voice actors, top notch. Man, this is an amazing game. Special thanks to Gas Owners. Oh, cool. I didn't know she played it. Finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. But what's the good ending? Everyone who worked on it did an amazing job. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the little bell. Until next time, stay spooky. Toodles!